What was the worst thing your parents ever did to you? I was 16 years old and ugly. I had horrible acne and cysts. Acne are those reddish-whitish bumps that eventually get squeezed into pus that runs down one's face. Cysts are huge and purple and are constantly leaking pus. I had one cyst that was on the side of my nose and stretched the whole way down. Dark purple. I had braces. Not like braces today. These were train tracks. Big gray pieces of metal on every tooth, top and bottom, connected by a cat's cradle. Of rubber bands and metal that constantly hurt. I had huge glasses because my vision was so bad. I had thick curly hair that couldn't be combed, and all the athletes in my school had straight blonde hair. I was physically clumsy, so didn't play any sport or exercise at all. My chest was concave and I was skinny and afraid to change clothes in the locker room at gym time. I asked a girl out once and she yelled, "No!" and ran away. I asked another girl out once and she went silent because she didn't want to hurt my feelings. So I just stood there and eventually one of the guys on the football team came over to her while he was staring at me and he said to her, "Hey, do you need any help?" Once a month, my dad took me into the city to go to a dermatologist who would drain all of my cysts and leave dark red holes in my face. These were the best days of the month because I wouldn't have to go to school even though I was in pain for hours afterwards. One time I was eating breakfast. I ate 3 bagels every morning. I ate breakfast very early so I wouldn't have to be with anyone in my family. My mother walked in the room and just stood there looking at me. My hair was messy. I was chewing on my bagels, trying to read a book, and my face was simply leaking like it did all the time. She yelled, "Ugh, you're so disgusting to look at," and she walked out of the room rather than join me for breakfast. I kept eating, but then, later that morning, instead of going to the school bus, I walked to the backyard and hid behind the house. I waited until the garage door opened and closed twice, meaning both my parents went to work. Then I went back into the house. I read books all day instead of going to school. I kept hearing in my head my mom yelling at me how disgusting I was, and I guess I still keep hearing it.